What we're going to be talking about today is Access NYC. I'm going to be focusing specifically today on finding food resources through Access NYC. So I wanted to just show you some of the ways you can get some access to different sorts of food resources using Access NYC. And Access NYC too is as you'll see, it has a lot of different sort of facets to it. So what is Access NYC? So Access NYC is a website that's run by the city. It's an online mobile-friendly resource. And so New Yorkers can use it to screen for benefit and program eligibility. So things like Medicaid, SNAP, rental assistance, all sorts of social services. You can learn how to apply for benefits using Access NYC. You can learn what documents you'll need to apply for different kinds of assistance and get, some help gathering those documents together. And also you can find local help in various forms. So one of the things we're going to look at today is a map that shows local food pantries and soup kitchens. So that kind of food access, but also we're going to look a little bit about at how you can apply for SNAP benefits using this as well, or recertify for SNAP benefits too. So it's a really helpful thing. I think Access NYC, the site itself was created in 2016, but right around when COVID happened, a lot of programs sort of switched over to more online services, which in a lot of ways works to our benefit. There's still options to do these in person as well, but if you're comfortable doing these online, Access NYC is a really good resource. So I'm just going to show you sort of some of the features of Access NYC, and then we're going to go look at the website together, and I'll go through it in real time with you. First of all, the website itself is nyc.gov/Access NYC. You can also just Google Access NYC, and it will be the first thing to come up. So either open up your browser and type that in, or just Google it, and you should see when you open it up, if you're on your phone, you'll see a screen that looks something like this. The version that we'll look at on my laptop is very similar to the phone version. It's got all the same content, it's just laid out a little bit differently. But if you're on your phone, it'll look like this. One thing I want to point out is that there are a number of languages that you can translate this site into. At the top, you'll see all the options there. It's meant to be accessible to as many people as possible. I think through Google Translate, you can actually translate it into some other languages as well. Those I think are just the most prominent ones that people use in the city, but that's helpful. If you click on any of these, the whole site will be translated into the language of your choice. Okay, so screen that looks like that, nyc.gov/Access NYC, or Google Access NYC. Okay, and there's a bunch of different ways that you can use this website. One of the ways that we'll look at is these 4 categories. So each one of these with the blue underline is actually a link to a page that is specifically about each of these topics. So these are like maybe the major 4 things that people look for. So food, money, housing, and work. So you can click on any of these just from this front screen to take you to the page that will be specifically about that kind of service. We'll look at that in a second. If you scroll down on that main screen, you'll see this button that says, "Am I eligible?" What this is, it's a screener to see what services you may be eligible for. So if you don't know what your eligibility might be, this is worth doing. It takes a couple minutes, especially if you have multiple people in your household, because they're going to ask information not only about you, but about the people in your household as well. They want to know if you have, dependent children or, older adults in your home. That would make you qualify for different sorts of benefits. So it's just to get a sense of who makes up your household in order to know what you qualify for. It's a few minute process, but it's definitely worth trying if you think you might qualify for something you don't know about. It's worth taking a look at. And anything that finds that you're eligible for, you'll be given instructions on how to apply for that, either online or if it requires an in-person visit like IDNYC or something like that, it will give you the locations where you can do that. Okay, so let's look at the site itself. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this. This is the, desktop, laptop, version of this website. Again, it'll look similar on your phone. It'll just be more of a column. So let's go ahead and look at food, because that was a resource that we've heard a lot of people needing recently. So I wanted to look at this. So if you just click on, let me go back and do that again. If you click on this food right here, you'll see it lights up because it's a link. And what you'll find here is a list of various different kinds of food resources. So at the top, we have food from pantries and community kitchens, which we'll look at in just a second. Money to buy food, which is SNAP benefit. WIC, so special supplemental nutrition programs for women, infants, and children. Healthy food packages for older adults. So each one of these has all details about it and who's eligible, and free summer meals for children and young adults. So let's take a look at the first one on here. Let's go to learn more. All right, so what we get is this food from pantries and community kitchens. It's got the information here, so you can call 311 to find out about your nearest food pantry, but there's also a map on here that can show you the closest food pantries to you. And there's some important information here that everyone is eligible for food assistance regardless of immigration status or how much money you have. So that's sort of universal information about everybody. All the food pantries that are listed in this map are going to abide by those standards. And then it gives you a link to learn more about SNAP, as well as a more sort of ongoing way to supplement your food budget. So let's look at the Food Help NYC map first. This is pretty cool. So let's say we're in the neighborhood and we're trying to find a food pantry. I'm going to use 10029 because that's where SMART is. And this is what we end up with. And there may be other food pantries in the area too. This might not be the most comprehensive thing, but this will give you a sense of what is nearby. I think this one is, Little Sisters. So if you click on the yellow dot where the location is, you'll see the address, when it is open, and a phone number that you can call for more information. Click on that where it said food pantry. It'll show you the hours that the food pantry is in operation. So Little Sisters 9 to 10:30 and 1 to 2:30. And you can also click on this to get directions if you need them as well. Look at a couple others in the area too that we have. I know St. Cecilia's is down here. Yeah, so we got St. Cecilia's on 105th, and they're going to be open Wednesdays from 9 to 12. And some of these places it's worth calling because you may have to do an intake with them before you can get pantry services. But that's why it's helpful that there's a number on here. But it's worth checking out what the policies are of each individual place. So you can sort over here by food pantries that are, specific to specific needs. So like a kosher food pantry, a food pantry that's specifically for people that eat halal food pantries, all sorts of different things. So that is a pretty good place to start when looking for food pantry resources. And then there's a couple more in this area just to see. Salvation Army Manhattan Citadel. There's the one on 116th that is the Food Bank for New York one as well. So check this out. If it's something you're looking for, it's a good place to find that information. So let's go back. So let's look at SNAP. When you click on the information about SNAP, it'll take you to Access HRA, which is a related site. And you can actually make a login here to apply for food stamps, to recertify. You can do that for cash assistance, for fair fares, for heat, for Medicaid, all sorts of things you can do through this system. I want to show you when it comes to SNAP too, there's also, we're going to go back to programs. Okay, you'll see there's a bunch of things on here, but let's do food again. So we're going to go to learn more about SNAP. So if you go here, it tells you, okay, you can use that Access HRA website that we just talked about, that we just looked at. It gives you sort of the more basic information about this. So if you're eligible, you'll receive SNAP benefits within 30 days. You may be eligible even if you're not a U.S. citizen, and you can allow someone who knows your household situation to apply for you. So they have people who help you with this as well. So you can go to the SNAP website. You can try and do this on your own. You can call HRA for more information. You can also go to a local SNAP center that will help you apply. So I clicked on that and it gave me this map. The closest one for us is the one on 125th Street in St. Nicholas. So that's where you can get help in person. But there's also, we go back, community-based organizations that'll help you enroll for SNAP too. But this is one place to look as well, either going through the HRA website to apply for yourself or going to a SNAP center to get assistance. Another thing that I just did the other day was I signed up to be on the email list for any sort of updates they have about benefits or new benefits programs that are available. That can be a really, really helpful resource too, because things do open up. There are new programs, there are new sort of specific eligibility requirements for certain things. And it's good to be aware of some of that. You could be eligible for your low-cost internet access or like tax prep services, stuff like that. And then, anything that you don't have to pay for or can pay less for is a really good thing. So if you want to sign up for these updates, what you do is just scroll down. This, I think, is at the bottom of any page on Access NYC will give you this. Just put your email address in here, hit sign up, and then they'll send you an email to confirm your email address. Just make sure you open that email and click on the link, and then you'll be added to their email list. You can also look at their past newsletters, which were things that they sent out before, just to see if there's any information that is relevant to you. I just wanted to go through too and show some of the programs that they have information about here. This is at the bottom of each page as well. So if you want to navigate it this way, you can scroll down to the bottom and there's research about CAP expenses, childcare, city IDs, education, enrichment, family services, food, health, housing, people with disabilities, work, and immigrant resources. Anything where you're applying for a specific service like Medicaid or SNAP is going to take you over to that HRA website. And also find for any of those in-person help with registering as well, which may be helpful to you.